everyone, I'm Chef Donna from Century Pacific Food Inc. Here in CPFI, our core purpose is to nourish and delight everyone, every day, everywhere. We aspire to bring happiness to your kitchen and joy to your everyday meals. So if you're ready, let the cooking begin. We are featuring something sweet from Birch Tree Fortified milk. They're powdered milk cookies that we call in the Philippines Polvoron. Here are our ingredients. We're making two variations of Polvoron. One is milk or the regular Polvoron, and the other one is chocolate. So for the milk Polvoron, you will need 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 300 grams Birch Tree Fortified milk, 2/3 cups white sugar or caster sugar, 3/4 cups of melted butter. For chocolate Polvoron, you'll need another set of 2 cups all-purpose flour, 290 grams packed Birch Tree Fortified Choco, half a cup of sugar, and another half a cup of melted butter. Okay, so we start by toasting our flour in a pan over low to medium heat. Okay, so the type of flour we're using is all-purpose flour, but if you want the Polvoron to have a lighter texture, you may also use cake flour. So you just have to keep stirring because the flour can brown too quickly, and it requires your full attention. So don't leave the pan. Just keep stirring. And what we're looking for here is an off-white color or a beige color that's similar to white beach sand. And this method is also the same as making roux or the thickener, roux or the flour and butter thickener for soups and sauces. So there, just keep stirring. Okay, browning this flour will take maybe 10 minutes, but we have already prepared 2 sets of toasted flour for our milk and chocolate Polvoron. So I'll leave this right here, maybe turn off the heat so it won't burn or scorch. Okay, after that, we will put our toasted flour in a huge bowl, in a large bowl like this. You have an option to start mixing your ingredients when the flour is still warm or hot, because you can add softened butter, but if the temperature of the flour is already ambient or at room temperature, you have to melt the butter to make the mixture sticky, because you will need its stickiness to mold the Polvoron or the powdered milk cookies. So there, we just put them in a bowl. One for the milk Polvoron and the other for our chocolate Polvoron. And then into it, we add 1 pack of 300 grams Birch Tree Fortified milk. Just dump it all in. This is really a fun activity to make with the kids. I remember my grandmother and my aunties and my mom would teach me how to make Polvoron when I was a kid. So this is a very nostalgic recipe for me. So it reminds me of childhood, and I also tried teaching this to my daughter, and they also loved it because it's very easy to make. No need to do some baking. All you need is a stove, a big bowl, and all these simple ingredients that you can easily find anywhere. So this is white sugar, 3/4 cup for the milk Polvoron and half a cup for the chocolate Polvoron, because this is a little sweeter, or this is already sweet compared to the Birch Tree Fortified milk. Okay, then we add melted butter, but before that, we have to toss all our dry ingredients. So it's easier for you to blend it later. Just mix it with a spoon. I prefer the flour a little bit more brown. The brownness is similar to the flour when you make brown gravy. But this is already fine as long as the flour it's not anymore dry when you eat it or when you taste it. Okay, so there we we mix this one, the chocolate. Okay, and no fancy tool needed. To shape or mold the polvoron, we will need this metal polvoron mold. But in the absence of this tool, I will teach you how else you can enjoy your polvoron. So, but we have to continue this first. Just keep mixing until the color of the chocolate milk powder is even with the sugar and flour. There. So make a well at the center. It's like an imaginary well. And this is where we will add or pour in our melted butter. Okay, there. Smells good. Pour it all in. Okay, for the chocolate, half a cup of melted butter. Okay. And all you have to do is just keep mixing until the texture is similar to coarse crumbs, or is actually the same or almost the same as a the dough of a short crust pastry. There. Okay, just keep tossing. If you have an electric mixer or a rotary mixer, you can use your paddle attachment to mix this one. Okay. So this takes time, maybe about 5 minutes until it becomes very, very even. Okay. But I'm going to, mix it fast so we can still work on our chocolate polvoron. Okay. Aside from being a childhood favorite, polvoron is also considered one of the most popular homecoming present, or in Filipino we call it pasalubong. These are the gifts, mostly edible gifts or delicacies that we bring to our families and friends whenever we visit them abroad or overseas. And sometimes, they add some more ingredients to add more texture or a little texture to their polvoron. You can add nuts, Rice Krispies. Some would add crushed chocolate cookies, or you can flavor it with ube or purple yam, or even peanut butter. So it's really up to you. You can explore and experiment with other flavors. Sesame seeds sounds good also in polvoron. Toasted sesame seeds. Okay, then we work on our chocolate polvoron. Start mixing in the middle where you poured in your melted butter. And then just keep mixing in the same motion as making a short crust pastry. Okay. There. It should look crumbly, and then when you press it lightly, it should kind of stick together. If you find your mixture, if you find it a little bit dry, you can actually add more melted butter, because the quality of the polvoron, or the dryness or the moisture, will also depend on the quality of your flour. So the more moist or the The more moist your flour is, the less butter you need to add. But if you're using a flour that's a little bit aged, it may require more fat or moisture coming from the melted butter. Okay, so there, it kind of looks like coarse crumbs. Okay, so it also, the texture is also similar to beach sand. Okay, I know some pastry chefs or bake shops who use the same mixture or Polvoron mixture when they make a theme cake that would require sand. So this is something that you can use if you're into baking and confectionery. This is something you can explore and add to your cake decorating. So there. After mixing your Polvoron, you have to get Polvoron wrapper. These are colored cellophane or colored plastic wrap. We buy this from Bake Shop Supplies store in Manila, but if you have parchment paper, you may also use that, or bake paper. But if you can get colored parchment paper, colored Japanese paper, it would be nice to use, so your Polvoron will look festive when you present or serve it in a big bowl or in big jars. So get a piece of wrapper that's cut like this. This is about 4 by 4 inches in size. Lay them on a plate or anything that has a clean flat surface, and then take your Polvoron mold and press it against the edge or the side of the bowl. You may also press it with your spatula or maybe a knife or the back of a spoon. There. And then put it in the middle of the wrapper, press it some more, and then you push it like that, and it becomes an oval-shaped cookie or candy, powdered milk candy. There, that's one Polvoron. You just fold and twist the edges to make it look like a nice little candy. Twist it like this. And then let this one join the rest of his friends here in our presentation plate or in our presentation area. And I'm going to make one from our chocolate Polvoron mixture. Okay. Another one. Okay. Using the same mold, just scoop from the mixture using the mold, press against the side of the bowl. Okay, level it off with your with the back of the spoon. It's still a little crumbly, but when you press it, it comes together, so that's just fine. Yeah, push some more. There, so it comes off quite easy. Then fold and twist again on the sides, on the edges. There, it's now your chocolate Polvoron. Now we have made several pieces over here and placed them in a chiller, refrigerated it for about 1 hour, because when you're making a lot, when you plan to make a lot, say you have someone to give it to, maybe a birthday or a potluck gift, you can make several, put them in the fridge. You can store them for up to 3 days, sometimes a week. You can even freeze it for up to a month. Then with a spatula, you can just pick them up and then transfer them into your wrappers. So it becomes, it's actually a trick if you're making a lot of Polvoron. Okay, there. Again, one chocolate Polvoron and one milk Polvoron. It's nice to have wrappers in several colors, My favorite is yellow because it's such a happy color. And it's the color of birch tree predominantly. Okay, so there, fold and twist. Okay, maybe you're asking what if you don't have this Polvoron shaper or mold. You can still enjoy your milk powder cookies if you have big jars like this. When we were small, we don't need a mold or a shaper. My grandmother would just put them in jars like this, scoop them in jars, and we would just scoop and eat it with a spoon as it is. Yeah, that's what makes Polvoron fun food. It's really fun to eat. Okay, there. So I'm gonna put them in this jar, save it maybe for my friends. And then if you're planning to give them as gifts, I have here some small jars, and I'm going to give you an idea on how to present them. So if you have tiny jars like this, just scoop your Polvoron mixture into your jar. Okay. Pack them a little bit, push it with the spoon, push it down with the spoon. Okay. Tap it, put on the lid, and then wrap the lid with a plastic wrap. Okay, this is an idea of how you can present or give them as gifts. You can get a baker's twine or a fancy ribbon maybe. Okay, so wrap the lid. Oops. Okay. And this is really nice to present as gifts. Okay, I have here a tiny spoon. You can just slip it here on the side and then tie it with your baker's twine. Okay, this is really a cute little bottle or jar of dessert, and then we can put them here. If you have a lot of small jars and you have a party or a little gathering at home, you can present it in small jars with spoons. You can just stick the spoon into the jar and serve them like in a buffet. Okay. There. We do the same thing with our chocolate Polvoron. Okay, get some more twine. Oops. Okay, slip in your spoon. And tie a knot or a bow. You can use also lace ribbons, up to you. There, how cute. All right, so these are several ways of how you can enjoy your birch tree Polvoron. So this is powdered milk cookies or Polvoron with birch tree fortified milk and birch tree fortified choco. Okay, it's tasting time. Okay, I'm gonna get the chocolate Polvoron first. Okay, I'm gonna crack it in the middle. So good. Brings back so much memories. And you know, you can plan this as an activity that you can have with your children while they're on vacation or on weekends. Okay, I'm now going to taste the milk polvoron. Sweet, milky, and fun to eat. Really good. Okay, before we say goodbye, to know more about CPFI or our brands and products, or if you want to discuss how we can help you grow your business, you may book an online appointment with us at www.cpfiglobalbrands.com. Again, that's www.cpfiglobalbrands.com. If you want to watch more cooking demos and see the endless possibilities that you can do with CPFI brands and products, like and follow us on our YouTube channel, CPFI Global Brands Official. There's nothing better than a delightful and nourishing meal shared with your loved ones, and you can have this every day with CPFI products. See you again on our next cooking demo. This has been Chef Donna. Have a nourishing and delightful cooking ahead. Wait a minute, there's more. As a token of our appreciation for joining us today in our live cooking demo, CPFI has an exclusive watch and win promo just for you. During the live cooking demo, we will be giving away $20 e-gift cards to the first 5 viewers who will share this video on his or her Facebook wall with our official segment hashtag that will flash on your screen. Again, all you have to do is share the link to this live cooking demo on your Facebook page and at the same time, use the official segment hashtag flashing on the screen. So, what are you waiting for? Share this video now and be one of the lucky winners. To the winners of this promo, a CPFI representative will contact you on how you can claim your $20 e-gift card. Catch more of CPFI on our virtual activity at the Gulf Food Dubai Food Expo 2021. Visit www.gulffood.com and www.cpfiglobalbrands.com.